Hello, DPC rebels out there, all you DPC resistant fighters. This is Dr. Shane back for another Friday 5-minute magic tip. I'll be your magic guide and your X-Wing fighter pilot today. Just trying to blast out some tips for all you resistant folks out there fighting against the healthcare system. So I want to share a really cool tip with you guys today about how to find some benefits advisors that give you some really helpful connections working with DPC doctors and benefits advisors. So how do you find those advisors that really understand DPC? How do you connect with them? Where are they at? I hear this from benefits advisors all the time. They always want to know, how do we find DPC doctors? They struggle to find connections. So um, this one's for the DPC doctors out there. How do you find connections with good DPC advisors that understand direct primary care? So that's what we're going to tackle today. So first things first, I mentioned this several times before. I would try to attend free market or DPC conferences when you can. There's lots of conferences every year. There's a conference coming up soon for specific for direct primary care. So you need to go to those conferences, DPC Summit, Mastermind, DPC Alliance Mastermind weekends, Free Market Medical Association conferences, Hint Summit, Docs for Patient Care. All these conferences have tons and tons of DPC physicians who meet. They already know advisors and work with advisors. And also there's a lot of advisors at these meetings that understand direct primary care and how they work. So really, you got to go to these meetings and connect with some of these advisors and try to meet them. You meet the other doctors that are using these advisors and try to learn all you can on who's doing it good with doing good service with DPC doctors and employers. The second thing is a couple of websites that you might want to check out. The first is healthrosetta.org. So healthrosetta.org. I'll try to put up the little link here for you guys to see that. If you go to their website under who we are, they have a list of advisors. They actually have a map. And there's a list of advisors across the country. And Health Rosetta really tries to focus on direct primary care and primary care as a mission. Now, you still have to vet each of these advisors. I can tell you from experience, there are advisors listed on this website that are not well-versed in DPC, and they're not DPC as friendly as you think they are. So you have to really talk to them and get a feel of where they're coming from, what DPC docs have they worked with before. So you have to vet them out. A good way to do that is I recently had some articles that I put on DPC News. I want to give them a shout out. So dpcnews.com. Go there. There's tons of articles, tons of information there. It's a really cool place. Even if you're looking for a practice to join, or you're thinking about DPC but don't know how to do it, there's practices that have they're looking for help on there. There's lots of articles on there. And I wrote a couple of articles not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, about finding DPC knowledgeable advisors and questions you need to ask them to vet them. So I would go to dpcnews.com, find those articles, and also talk about that a lot in my book. If you haven't picked that up, you can get that at dpcmagic.com, dpcmagic.com. But Health Rosetta has a really good listing of advisors that should be knowledgeable of DPC and how that works. That's their primary focus. Another great website is mitigatepartners.com. So mitigatepartners.com. If you do /locations, I have it up on the screen right here for you. They have several advisors across the country that are super knowledgeable about direct primary care and using value-based primary care, which is what DPC is. So I would, connect with one of those advisors. I have several of those Mitigate Partners advisors that I talk to frequently, and so I have strong connections with some of those folks, and they can get you connected with someone who can really use the DPC power and magic to help employers. And so I would use those two websites. That would be places for you to really check into. The So those two websites would be places to really consider. And then, like I said, vetting those, you really got to talk to people. Ask around, ask them the proper questions to make sure that they're really DPC knowledgeable, or are they just trying to throw you a curveball. So hopefully these two sites and some tips can get you started on finding some advisors. It takes a lot of magic and miracles to do that. It's not easy. There's just not, it's like DPC, there's just not a ton of DPC everywhere. There's not a ton of advisors that's willing to work with us and work with employers. So you gotta start digging around and find them. So hopefully this is a good tip for an awesome Friday afternoon for everyone. Have a great weekend. If you need to connect with me, you can do so at drshane at dpcmagic.com. drshane at dpcmagic.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just like and subscribe so I can continue to send out these awesome videos. Share these with any DPC buddies you have, any employers and DPC knowledgeable benefits advisors. You can share these videos and tips. I have a lot more on Facebook. And hopefully see you guys out there on the conference road as we continue to bring a DPC magic to the whole country. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.